The last thing which we did was the table aggregations, right? The next we need to proceed on with the tabular data in Power BI using Power BI metrics. So another way of managing the tabular data. So let us get connected to the data source. So I will click on the get data, Excel. Let me open the data source. And say load. Okay, here it is. Now we will talk about the matrix. So just next to the table, we have the matrix over here. Let us take the matrix. Let's double click on the matrix. Here it is. Let me resize this. So now you see when we created the table, we were getting only one field, that was the values. Here in matrix, we have rows and column also. So basically matrix give you a cross tabular layout. Okay, so let me take the sales into the values. And I would like to display the sales on the basis of, let's take category and let's take the region. So I'm displaying the sales on the basis of category and region. So this is how it is appearing. And it seems that the text size is very small. Let me increase the text size over here so we can go to the formatting options. So all the formatting options which were there for table are available for matrix as well. So I can go to the values. I can increase the font size over here. Let me make it as 14. All right, so the font size is bigger. And I want to, the font color and all you can change. So I'm not doing all those things over here as of now. Let me go to the field formatting. I will like to remove this decimal places. So I will not say, I don't want the decimal places over here. Okay. And if you want, so grid and all, if you wanted to, grid is already off. You can go to the style. Let's take the minimum style over here. So it is appearing like this, right? And I can go to the column headers and let me just increase the size of the column headers. Let me make it as 16 and bold. Then the row header as well, I wanted to increase the size. Let me make the size as 16 and I will make it as bold. Okay, so this is a matrix we are getting. So we are getting the region wise, category wise sales over here. We can do also one more thing. Let me put the category into the rows and region into the columns. Right. So region wise, category wise sales is being displayed over here. Right. So can you understand the difference between the matrix and the table?
Yes.
Now, let us do one more thing. Along with the category, let me put the subcategory over here. Look, focus on your visual, and I'm putting the subcategory also in the rows, and let's see what happens. Do you see any change in your visual?
Yes.
What?
Categories are expandable now.
Absolutely correct. Category are expandable now. You can see an expand button, a plus sign over here. You click on this, you will be getting the subcategories of the furniture. Here is the office supplies, and here is the technology. So you can get, so we are getting a drill down option over here. In addition to that, you can again click on this. So it will be collapse. So you have an expand and the collapse feature over here, which you can call it as a drill down. And here you can also notice there are some new buttons are appearing over here. So it will see expand and collapse. If you want to drill down to the next level, you can simply click on this. So it will drill down to the next level over here. Okay. So in one go, you can do it. And you want to go back. So you can click on this up arrow button and it will be back. Okay, so it is back over here. Now this was a double-headed arrow. Just next to the double-headed arrow, you will be getting a double arrow, which will go to the next level in the hierarchy. So after category, we have subcategory. I will click on this. Here it goes. I'm getting a subcategory over here. So the category is not there. Now I am the next level. I can go up and again, I will be getting the category-wise, region-wise bifurcation of the sales. Then I can do the, let us take the segment into the region. Segment also I'm taking along with the region and see, you will see there is no change in the visual. But on, and still if you will go to the drill down, it will take you to the furniture will be drilled down to the subcategory. But you are getting a new option, drill on rows. So from this click down, from this drop down, you can click on this columns and now you click on this. So now it will be going to the next level of the column, that is again in the region, the segment. So basically we are getting region wise, segment wise, category wise, subcategory wise sales is being displayed over here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, you will go up. It will be impacting the rows, the columns over here. You can click on this. You can say rows, go up. It will be impacting the rows. Okay. You can see a few more formatting options over here, like the subtotals. If you don't want the subtotals, you can remove the subtotals. So you will see the subtotal will not be appearing. You can also remove the column subtotals. So the column subtotals will not be appearing over here. But I want this subtotals. And if you want, you can change the background color and all of the subtotals if required. So let me put it in black color and let me make the font color as white. Something like this can be done with the subtotals over here. Okay, and field formatting we have talked about. Let us take another example. I will like to take again a matrix where I would like to display the sales on the basis of category and region. Right, so you have seen this time I have simply clicked on the respective field and automatically it will be taken to the appropriate place. Okay, and let me do some quick formatting over here. I will first of all go to the field formatting and I will display with 0 decimal places so it appears in a better manner. And I will increase the font size over here. Here it goes. So I have formatted this and now you will see there is I also like to put the subcategory over here. It will give you better options. Let me put the subcategory. Okay, this is what we are getting, or to make it look more appealing, let me do it like this. It will be more appealing over here. And let me go to the conditional formatting. So all the conditional formatting which we have seen initially are in the tables are available over here as well, like background color. So you can see that the color has been changed. The background color has been changed depending on the value. The darker the color, higher the sales value. The lighter the color, lesser the sales value. Here it is. Right, so this is we are getting the background color. If you want the font color, you can change the font color. You can change the color over here as it is the same color, so it is not displayed. So high color, let me take it as dark blue. Low color, let me take it as this. Say okay. Here it is. So the font color, if you want the data bars, you can also make the data bars over here. Let me change the color of the data bar. So these are the data bars over here. If you want the icons, you can also put the icon, but I think icon is not looking that great. So here we have done the conditional formatting as well. Okay. So that is the Power BI tabular data in Power BI matrix. So we have talked about the matrix hierarchies, conditional formatting, right? Matrix formatting we have seen, right? So this is how we can see how to maintain the tabular data in Power BI. Let's talk about few more visuals in Power BI. And the next visual which is coming up over here is the line chart. So let's create a line chart in Power BI. Now, line chart is normally used to display the trend. So display the trend when you have some date values and all, line chart is preferred. So let's create a line chart over here. Let me take the line. Let me resize it. Here, I would like to take the sales into the values and let me take the order date into the axis and see what you are getting. Sorry. So you can see you are getting a year-wise sales. So 2014, 15, 16, and 17 sales is being displayed over here. So we can see a dip in the sales of 2015, but then it is continuously increasing. Then, and you can also see on the top, you are getting the hierarchy buttons over here on the top. So if you will click on this, it will go to the next level. So I am getting year-wise, quarter-wise sales over here. Let me go to the next level and you are getting year-wise, quarter-wise and month-wise sales. We are getting over here. Monthly sales is being displayed over here. So it is displaying the monthly trend. If you want, you can go up. So quarter and year. Now click on this double arrow and see what you will be getting here. Now here it is giving you the quarterly sales, where quarter one means sum of sales for all the first quarter for all the years. Let me go to the again. Now here January means, what does January mean in this case?
All January from all years.
All January for all years. Absolutely. So it is showing you the trend over here. So that is how we can use the line chart. Let me go up. Now, supposedly I would like to put a region into the legend. Let's see how does it looks. So region or instead of region, let's put the category. Better. So here we are getting the category wise sales. And let's see few of the formatting options of this visual. Let's see few of the formatting options. I will go to the format. First of all, I would like to get the data label. So I will make the data label as on. You can see some data labels are appearing. Let me change the color. I would like to make it in the golden color and I will like to increase the font size. Let's make it as bold. Okay. So they are very much visible over here. Then data colors, if you want to change the color of the line, you can change the color of the line. Like, let's say I want to make the color of the furniture as, or let's take for furniture as golden for an example. So here it is a golden line over here. Okay. Then the series label, if I want to display the series label, so you can see technology, office supplies, and furniture is being displayed over here. Let me increase the size. And let me make it as bold and change the color as well. So it is more promptly visible. I don't want the legends over here. On the top, you can see the legend. So I can switch off the legend. And I also don't want the title, so I can switch off the title as well. Right. You can see some grid lines over here. So you can go to the y-axis and I don't want the grid lines, so I can make the grid lines as off. If required, you can also change the font color. So these are the normal which are available everywhere. So I'm not getting too much into it. Okay. Then we have the shape over here. Let's take the shape and you can increase or decrease the thickness. So I want a thicker line or I want a thinner line. So it's a thin line is appearing over here. Then you can also take the line style. I would like to take a dashed line or a dotted line or a solid line, joint type. So we have some different joint type over here, right? So although it doesn't make much of a difference, let me increase the size to this, or let's say 5. So this is the lines which I have created over here. And then we have border, shadow, the background color. So this all can be taken care of. Something like that. Okay, so we are getting a line chart over here. I will go to the borders. Here. Is it clear? The line chart. And if you want, you can go to the, as I told you. So now it doesn't look that great. So I think this is a better option. So this is your line chart. Then we have a
Can you go back to the chart?
Yes.
Okay, so here we are getting the legends directly on the chart, like for the blue.
These are not the legends. You are talking about this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
These are the series label. Legend, if you want, legends are over here. So on the top, you are getting the legends. These are known as legends. These are the series label. Let me make it as off. Right? Series label.
Understood.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. The next chart which we have over here is the area chart. Now the area chart is the same like your line chart. The only difference is that the area below the line is filled. So I will take the area chart over here. Here is the area chart. This is the area chart. Let me take the sales over here. I will take the same example, sales on the basis of the order date. Here. So you can see you are getting the same line. The only difference is the area below line has been filled. Let me put the category into the legend and here it goes. You want to display the data label, so you can display the data labels over here. You can also display the series label. You can increase or decrease the thickness over here like this. So this is what you are getting over here. So the same thing is there. So if you want a area below the line should be filled, you can use a area chart. Okay. Then the next visual we have is a combo chart, line and a clustered column. Line and the clustered column. Here we have line and a clustered column chart. Let me take this. Let me resize it. And let me take the sales. Let me take the sales over here on the basis of order date. Year-wise sales is being displayed over here. And Let me put the region into the column series. So you can see you are getting a separate color bar for each region. You are getting a separate color bar for each region over here. And now I can put the, let's take profit into the line values. So this line is indicating the profit. I can go to the formatting. Let me make the data label as on. Let's slightly increase the size over here. Let me increase the size. Here it is. And let me make it as code. Clear? So we are getting, so the overall profit of the year 2014 is 50,000, 2015 is 62,000, 16 is 82, and 17 is 93,000 over here. Okay, now the sales generated in the central region is 104,000, eastern is 129,000 in the year 2014, south it is 104, and west it is 148,000. So we are getting the sales on the basis of the year and the region, and overall profit of that respective region is being displayed over here. Clear?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, clear.
Can I get a response?
It's clear.
Clear.
Okay, right. So this is a line and a clustered column. Further, if you see the formatting options, the rest of the formatting options remain same. Background, border, color, shadow, all those things can be done. So this was the line and a stacked column. Then we have line and a clustered column. So let's take another one.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, if you want profit of the individual regions, now in the chart,
in the column. Then, so then you have to put it into the column values, because the column will be bifurcated. Let me put the columns in over here. Now you can see you are getting the profit, and sales can be put it into the line values. So as per this is one, whatever you will put it in the line. So one line, but multiple column, as the name is line and a clustered column. So multi-cluster means a cluster of the columns. So here it is. Cluster of the bars we are getting, and we are getting one line. So the answer is within the name only. Clear?
no, but in the previous chart we had sales as a column and profit as a line. So the profit was at the overall profit of the entire year. So within the same graph, if I want both, like the overall profit and the individual
Bifurcation will not be done. That's what I'm saying. Whatever you will put it into the column, that will be bifurcated. If I put, instead of profit, if I put sales into the columns, the sales will be bifurcated. Sales has been bifurcated on the basis of the region, and the profit, you will be getting the total profit of each year. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So here we have to follow the structure of the the visual which we are using. Okay, in Tableau it was something different, that where we used to change it. We did Tableau, right? Or not?
Yes.
We did Tableau, no?
Yes.
Right. So in Tableau, the thing was different, that we can just manipulate with the rows and the column and get a different type of visual. But here it is a line and a clustered column. So one line and a cluster of columns you will be getting. So see the next one, we have a line and a stacked column. So the next one is the line and a stacked column. Let me take this. I will take the same example over here as well, where let me take the sales into the column values. Let me take the order date into the shared access. Let me put the category into the column series and see. Yes, previous example, we have taken the region. So I will take the same thing, region. So now you can see you are getting one bar, and this is a stacked bar chart. So we are getting a stacked bar chart over here. Now I would like to display the profit as a line. So profit becomes a line value over here. Let me go to the formatting, data labels. Let me just change the display unit to thousands, decimal values to 0, increasing the size to 13. Let's make it as bold. Here it goes. So I am getting the sales for each region over here. If I want to series label, profit and all not required, right? So here you are getting the profit for the first year 2014, 50,000, 62,000, 82,000, 93,000. And then we are getting the individual sales for each region. Western region sales for the year 2014, 148,000. And for 2015, it is 140,000 and so on. Right? Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so this is line and a clustered column. Let's see what comes next. Oh, the next is another wonderful chart which we have, which is known as a scatter chart in Power BI. And the specialty of this chart is it is the only default animated chart in Power BI. The only default animated chart in Power BI. Okay, so let's create this scatter chart. Scatter chart is used when you need to compare the two numeric values. So let me take the scatter chart over here. So this is the scatter chart. Let me resize it. Let me take the sales and let me take the profit. I have simply clicked over here. So I'm getting the sales and the profit. So can anybody tell me what this bubble represents? Can you give me any idea? What do you understand by this bubble? What is this bubble representing?
Total sales and total profit.
Very good. It is representing the overall sales and the overall profit. Absolutely correct. Right. Now, let me put the subcategory into the details. So you are getting a multiple bubbles over here. So each bubble represents the sales and the profit of the respective subcategory. Now, let's put the sales into the size. And now you can see a different bubble sizes. Bigger the bubble, higher the sales. Smaller the bubble, lesser the sales. Okay. If you want, you can put the category into the legends. So you can see a different color bubbles over here, and each color represents a particular category, like orange color representing technology, light blue representing furniture, and the dark blue representing office supplies. Okay. Then, let me put, okay. And let me first go to the formatting over here. Let's go to the formatting, and on the top you can see there's a legends appearing. I don't want this legends, so I remove the legend. I also don't want the title, so I remove the title as well. And you can see there is something known as category, which is off. I will make it as category on, so you can see that the name of the category is being displayed over here. Let's try to make it slightly bigger so that it is more visible. I will like to make it as 14. Let's change the font type over here, and I will like to make it bolder. So I will make it as bold, and if required, we can change the color. Let's take golden color over here. Okay, then here is something known as shape. Oh, before that, we also have a data color. If you want to change the color of any of the the category, you can change it. Like suppose technology, I want it in a golden color for an example. So the technology bubbles are being displayed in golden color. Any other golden? Let's take the dark one. Whatever, right? So this is the, then if you have color borders. So for every bubble, if you need sort of a border over here, so you can say color border. Can you notice there is a border appearing now? Can you notice this border?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the color border over here. And let's say, let's give some background also. So I can go to the background and let's give it as a black background, which looks quite okay. Okay. And also I will like the border and the shadow. It will make my visual look more smarter. And I can give it as a rounded corner borders. Okay. And I can just remove this grid line so that it looks more clear. So first of all, I will like to change the color, increasing the size and grid lines. I don't want the grid lines over here. Let me go to y-axis. Let me change the size, changing the color. Title. Okay. Moving back, I don't want the grid line. So this is appearing more neat and clean over here. Okay. So, and then you have one more that is known as shapes. So if you want, you can increase or decrease the size of the bubble. So, oh, it's too much. So not at all recommendable. So let's make a slightly smaller bubble. So these are the bubble sizes we have taken. We can also change the shape over here. Let's take, I want a square over here, or I can take a diamond shape over here, or I can take a triangle over here. So I think that circle was better. So I would like to go with the circle only. So here it is. Let me see. If you want, you can also you can go the customize series and you can give different symbol to each of the category, like furniture, office supplies, and technology could be different shape for these, right? But I don't want to do so. So I'm taking a constant shape over here. Right, rest all is fine. So let me resize this. And now let me show you what is the specialty. So in this, you will get one more option, that is the play axis. So let me put the order date into the play axis and see what happens over here now. Can you see you are getting one play axis over here? Just click on this play icon and you will see some moving bubbles over here. Can you see the moving bubbles? And the date is also getting changed. Yes, but I don't want this. It will keep on moving because it is giving us the daily sales. I don't want that. So I will click on this drop down and I will say date hierarchy. And now it will take year. Now you click on the play icon and see what happens. 14, 15, 16, 17. Once again. So 15, 16, 17. Okay, so you are getting a motion chart over here. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the best part of this is, let me click on copiers. Here it is. So once you click on copiers, you will be getting the journey of the copiers. So in the 14, this was the sales and the profit, 15, 16, and 17. So it is showing you the journey. So the copiers, the sales of and profit of copiers is continuously increasing. Let us see accessories. Accessories is also continuously increasing. Let us say phones. So phones, first year, second year, third. So in the second year, we have seen slightly dip in the profit and the sales. Third year, it has again increased, and fourth year, it has increased. Chair also, we can see first year dip, then increase, and then further increase. Let's take the tables. First, second, third, and fourth. So if we talk about the sales, first year, this was the sales. Second year, the sales decreased. Third year, again, the sales increased. And this fourth year, the sales remains the same, but profit decreased. Clear? So that is how you can see what was the journey for the entire period which you have specified over here. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So this was the scatter chart in Power BI. This is scatter. Scatter. Now, let's see the next visual over here. The next visual which comes up over here is a waterfall chart. Now, waterfall chart is normally used when we have the negative values in the data. So the negative values can be better highlighted using a waterfall chart. So let's create a waterfall over here. So this is the waterfall chart. Let me resize it. And let me take the sales into the values. And let us take, instead of sales, I think it would be better if I take the profit over here on the basis of subcategory. Here it goes. So I am getting the waterfall chart. Why it is not, why it is known as waterfall? Because normally bars goes from the bottom to the top, but here the bar falls from top to the bottom, top to the bottom, top to the bottom. So it is going from here and it is dropping from this point. So top to the bottom, it is dropping over here. The negative values will be displayed in red and the positive values will be displayed in green. I can go to the formatting. I can display the data labels over here. So we are getting the data labels over here. I can click on this drop down. Let me increase the size. Let me say 12 and here it goes. Okay. Now we will see one more option over here, that is the breakdown. So let's say I will break it down on the basis of the segment, and this is how it is appearing, which is not very much readable. So not suggestible over here. So it doesn't give a good picture. So this is what we are getting better over here. Okay, so this is a waterfall chart. Let's see the next visual. The next visual which is coming up over here is a tree map. So let's create a tree over here. A tree map. So here it is tree, right? So tree is normally used when you need to show the bifurcation on the basis of multiple fields. If you want to give a lot of the drill through, then you can use this tree map. So let me take the sales into the values. So this is the overall sales. First of all, I will like to give the data label so that you can see the actual sales. So this is the total sales appearing. I will just increase the size over here. Let's take 14. Let's make it as bold. I will like to display it in 1000 with 0 decimal places. So that is what we are getting over here. Now, so this is the overall sales done. Now I wanted to bifurcate it on the basis of region. So let me put the region into the group. So I'm getting this bifurcation of the sales on the basis of the region. Always remember that in tree map, the first square will be the one which has given us the maximum value. So here West has given us the maximum sales. That is why it is appearing at the first position. And on the top, we are getting the title. So I think title is not required. So I will just remove the title from here. Then I wanted to further bifurcate it on the basis of the category. So I can put the category into the details and I'm getting the further bifurcation on the basis of the category. Where Western region sales. So Western region sales, in the Western region, furniture has given us the maximum sales. East, technology has given us the maximum sales. Central, technology has given us the maximum sales. And South, technology has given us the maximum sales. So other than the Western region, in all the other regions, technology has given us the maximum sales. Let's take the segment. Let me put the segment into the group and see what happens. You will see no impact on your visual. But if you will notice carefully on the top, you are getting this hierarchy buttons. So let's go to the next level of the hierarchy, and here it is. So I am getting region wise, segment wise, category wise sales. So West consumer, East consumer, Central consumer, West corporate, East corporate, South, West, East, and where is the Central corporate gone? Oh, it is home office, home office, home office. Here it is. West corporate, East corporate, South consumer, Central corporate, and so on. So we are getting the further bifurcation. Let me go up and I will go to the next level of hierarchy. Here it goes. So now we are getting segment wise and the category wise bifurcation of the sales. So we can see the maximum contribution is coming from consumer and in technology. Clear? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
What happened? Are you not finding it interesting? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Right. So what I feel that yesterday the session was more interactive. Yesterday I felt like the session was taken place in a better manner, but today I think less of energy or what? Is it so?
No, actually it's like correlating with Tableau. So somewhat mix up kind of thing.
Yes, in Tableau also we have created this visual tree map.
Yeah.
So we can definitely compare it over there, and sometime you will see that this particular visual was better in Tableau and this particular visual is better in in Power BI. So
Yes.
it depends. Visual to visual, you will see which one is better here and more convenient also. Okay, let's proceed further. The next we have is a gauge chart in Power BI. So some people call it as a gauge, or some people also call it as a God chart. Gauge chart. So here it is, and it is a very common visual, and I'm sure you must have seen this. Let me create it, and so that you can, let me put the sales into the value over here and see. Have you seen this type of visual?
Yes.
Where?
I
think
election
in
results.
elections.
It is very common in the speed test. When you do a network speed test, you get a similar sort of a thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is named as a gauge chart. Now, another important point over here is in Power BI, we can have multiple visuals on the same page. Oh, sorry, I deleted it. In Power BI, we can have multiple visuals on the same page, unlike Tableau, where we cannot. Correct? In Power BI, we can have multiple visuals on the same page, and the actual utility of this gauge chart can be seen when it is used with the other visuals. So first of all, let me create it. So I will like to take the sales into the value. So it is giving me the sales. If I want, I can also put the profit into the target value and see what happens. So here it is. So this is the overall sales, and this line indicates the profit over here. And let me do some quick formatting. Now, first is the gauge axis over here, and you can see, okay, before doing this, let me first increase this data labels. Wait, let me put it in another manner. So this is our gauge chart. And as I told you, in Power BI, you can have multiple visuals on the same page. So I will create another visual over here. So I have taken a bar chart over here, a column chart, sorry, where I would like to display the sales on the basis of category, right? Let me display the data labels over here. Okay, so I'm displaying the category wise sales. Let me take one more visual. I will take this. You can take any one which you like. Let me take the sales on the basis of, let's take segment. Segment wise sales I have taken. Quick formatting over here. I don't want the legends. I want the detailed label over here with no decimal places and increasing the size to 14 for an example. And let me make it as bold. Okay, here it is. Now see the beauty. Let me click on technology. Can you see the change in the value?
Yes.
Let me click on furniture. The value is getting changed, the sales and the profit. Let me click on consumer. Nice.
Yes.
So in Power BI, if you will place multiple visuals on the same page, by default, all the visuals will be responsive to each other. You do not have to do any extra efforts. By default, it will be interactive to each other. Now, focusing once again, because here we are focusing on the gauge chart. Let me click on technology. Notice the gauge axis. It is going to the value, the total value is 2.3 million and it is going to 4.59 millions. I will click on the technology. Now see the total value is 836,000 and the gauge axis is going up to 167 million, 1.67 million. Okay, why? Why is it happening over here like this? This value, the gauge axis will be somewhere about double of this. Isn't it? It is the double of 836 double is 1.67, correct? Then 2.3 double is 4.6 approx, I can say, correct? But I don't want this gauge axis to change. I want this fill percentage to change. Getting my point? Changing of the fill percentage?
Yes.
So now we will do some formatting of this gauge chart. So I will go to the format. First of all, I will go to the gauge axis. I will like to give a maximum value. Here it is. So I have taken the value over here. Then, so I have specified a maximum value. Now if you will click on this, can you see the fill percentage is getting changed now?
Yes.
So which looks more appropriate, isn't it? Now, then I will go to this. Here it is. Go to the formatting. So one is the gauge axis. So we have specified the gauge axis over here. Then the data labels on the bottom, you are getting the data labels. I don't want these data labels. So I can switch off the data labels over here. The target value is appearing. If you want it to, don't want the target to be there, you can switch off this, but I want the target to be displayed. You can further format it. Let's say I want to display the target. Let's take in green color. So I will make it as a green color target over here, where the display unit is fine. I don't want the decimal places, and let me make it in a bigger size over here. I will like to make it as bold. So this is the target. Then you have the call out value. So in the center, which is appearing, this is known as the call out value. I can click on this drop down. I can change the color. Let me take it as golden color over here. I will like to display it in 1000 with no decimal places, and I want to make it as bold. So this is your call out value. On the top, you can see the sales and the profit. So the title, if you don't want, you can make it off, but I think we should display the title. So let me display the title. I will say, let us change the color also over here. I will like to display it as an orange color, center alignment, bold. Let me make it as 10 over here. And I'll say sales. Sales versus profit. Here it goes. Okay. And then you have the background and all. If you want, you can change the background color just like you do with any other visual. Let's put the black color over here, and the border, the shadow if required, and border I would like to take it in a rounded, and a golden or orange border is fine. And if you want to change the color of this fill color, you want it to change. So there is data colors, fill color. I will like to take it as, for an example, golden. And the target color, I want to take it as green. Here it goes. So this is your visual. You can resize it as per your requirement, whatever you feel like. So here is your gate chart. Now see, it will. Nice.
Yes.
Looks more interactive. So you can see you are getting all the values very appropriately over here. So that is your gate chart. So very, very important. I would say none of the report is complete without this gate chart. So we very commonly used it in our reports, the gate chart. And you can also create the multiple gate charts. The next thing which comes up over here is cards in Power BI. So cards and the gate chart are the two vital components of any of the reports. So if you wanted to highlight something, if you want to display something, you use either the gauge or the cards. Now we have different type of card like text card, date card, numeric card, dynamic card, or multi-row cards. So we will talk about each of these cards. So let us first of all talk about text card. And here you will see there is a card with the number 1, 2, 3 over here. So you just double click on it and this is your card. Here you have only one field with the name fields. So let's say I want to display subcategory. So either you can drag and drop it over here and you are getting the subcategory, right? And it's as the heading says over here, first subcategory. Now, what do you mean by first subcategory? So to make you understand this, let me take a table over here and I would like to put subcategory onto it and see. This is the meaning of first subcategory. First subcategory means the one which is appearing at the first level, right? So in the list of the subcategory, the first which is appearing is the accessories. Okay, let me create another card over here. I will take another card. Let me put it over here. And either you can drag and drop it over here, or you can also pick it up and put it over here directly. Again, you are getting the first subcategory. So here in the fields, I can click on this drop down. I don't want the first one. I want the last one. So in the list, the last is the tables, which is appearing over here. Let me take it once again. And once again, I will put the subcategory. So either you can drop it over here, or you can drop it over here, or you can simply click on this box. Okay, and now, instead of taking this, let me take it as count. Count of subcategories. So it is saying there are total 994 subcategories are there. So which is the total number of records over here. Let me take this card once again, and I will once again put the subcategory into it. And I can click on this drop down and I will say count distinct. So here I am getting 17. That means we are total 17 subcategories. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
So no matter what you are, what this particular card is displaying, but every time we have put in a text value that is the subcategory into these cards. And that is why it is referred to as the text card. Basically, there is only one card, but depending on the value which you put over here, depending on the value which you put, it is considered as a text or a number card or a date card. Okay, so this is a text card over here. Let's take another example, and I will take 1, 2, 3 over here. And this time I will like to put the sales into it. Let me drag and drop it over here. So I'm getting the overall sales value. Now, as I am putting a number into a card, it will be referred to as a number card. It is referred to as a number card over here, right? So when we put a number, let me take the sales, or let's take one more. I will take another card over here. I will like to put the profit into it, so I can drag and drop it over here. So here it goes. Let me take another one. I will take another card over here. This time, let's take a discount over here. So this is the one. Then let's take another card over here. Let's take a quantity over here. So you can see in all the cards, I have put in the numeric value. That's why it is referred to as a numeric card, number card. So this is the number card over here. Now let's do one more thing. Let's try to do some formatting on this card. So I can go to the format. And first of all, I will go to the data label over here. And let me change the color of this. I will like to put it in the golden color. So this is the data label. The display unit, by default, it is appearing in millions. I will like to put it in thousands. I don't want the decimal value over here. If you want, you can change the font size. I don't want to do so, but I would like to change the font type. So I'm making it as Times, and I would like to make it as bold. Right. This is the data color. Oh, the power of my battery of my mouse was drained out. Okay, right. So we were talking about this, the data labels over here. So we have formatted the data labels. Then the category. So you can click on this drop down arrow of the category, and if you want, you can format it over here. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so here we can see, now we were talking about the category. If you want to format the category, let me change the color. And this is the sales value. You can increase the size. Let me say 16 over here. I can make it as bold. I can change the font type over here. Something like this. Then the title, if you want any title. So here I don't need any title over here. The background color, I would like to make it as a black background. So I will take a black background over here. Then the same thing, border, shadow can be given. And let me make it as a rounded corner border over here. And this is how I can see I'm getting the card, which is displaying the overall sales over here. Okay. And if you want, you can once again go to the tooltip. And here is, go to the formatting, and you will see the tooltip. So if you want to make the tooltip, so here you can specify the tooltip. As of now, you can see it is displaying the sales and this. So you can specify some, this is the default one appearing over here. So here it is. And if you want, you can further format it if required. Color and all can be changed over here, but I'm not doing it, and I don't think tooltip is required on this. So I have switched off the tooltip. Right. So this is a formatting I have done on this. Now, for this also, I want a similar sort of a formatting. So again, I have to go to the format and specify the data label, colors, and all. I can do whatever I want for something like this, and all can be done. Right. But don't worry, you don't have to do all the things again. So just select this visual and your own old format printer, which is there in almost all the this Office, MS Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, everywhere you get this format printer. Yes.
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 So you take this format painter, put it over here, and it has been applied. Take the format painter, put it over here, it has been applied. Take the format painter, put it over here, it has been applied. So you can format one, and then you can simply copy the format, and very easily you can create the visuals. You can create this cards. You can format these cards over here. And here in the discount, I will say, I want to do some formatting of this for the data label. And I will say I want it to, or instead of thousands, let me make it as none. Right. So I don't want this. This should appear like this. 1561. Clear? So this is how we created the cards over here. Let's do one more thing. So this is a number card. Now let's do one more thing. I will take another visual over here. Let me take this and let me resize this. Okay. So let us take the sales on the basis of, let's take category. Category wise sales I am displaying over here. Let's make the data label also on, doing some quick formatting, and thousands and no spaces over here. Okay, here it goes. Now, see what happens. Let me click on technology. Can you see all the values has been changed? The total sales of technology is 836,000 with a profit of 145,000. The total discount offered is 244 and the quantity sold is 7,000. Clear? Let me click on furniture. Here it is. The sales of furniture is 742,000. The profit is 18,000. Discount offer 369. Quantity sold is 8,000. So can you see the value of the cards are changing depending on the selection we are doing. And that is why they are referred to as a dynamic cards. So I have given you an example of dynamic numeric cards over here. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, so if this is clear, let's do one more thing. Let's take another card over here. Let me take this card and I will like to put, let me put the subcategory over here. I have put it a subcategory and it is displaying the first subcategory. And now you know the meaning of the first subcategory. Yes, which is in the data source. In the list, it is appearing at the first position, the accessories subcategory. But this is of no use to me that at which position it is appearing. So Bhargav, reminding you that we decided to do SQL.
Yes.
Hello, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why you haven't told that thing in the starting? In the middle of the session, you got this. Okay, not a problem. We will see to it at the end of the session. I thought I actually totally slipped from my mind. I thought it will in the starting we will be doing it. No worries. Let's focus on the card and then we will proceed. Okay, here it is. And let me put the subcategories. I don't want to display the first subcategory. I want to display those subcategory which has generated the maximum sales. Okay, so I will like to take the subcategory from here, and you will see there is an filter. In the filters, you will see there is an option called filter on this visual. Let me put the subcategory over here. And instead of basic filtering, I will say top N, I will say top 1 on the basis of, let me take the sales over here and I will say apply filter. Phone. Now phone is the one which has generated the maximum revenue, but the label it is appearing as first subcategory. So you can click on this drop down arrow. You can say rename this visual and phones Given max sales. Phones given max sales. Okay. So this is how. Let's take one more card over here. Let me once again take the subcategory. Now here, again, I don't want to display the subcategory which has generated the maximum, which with the first subcategory, but I wanted to display the subcategory which has generated the maximum profit. So let me take the profit, or not the profit. I would like to take the subcategory once again to the filter on this visual. Instead of basic filtering, I will say top N. I will say top 1 on the basis of profit. And let's take apply filter. Okay. And I can click on this, rename this visual. Given max profit. Okay. Now, again, you have to format these two. So you can again go to the formatting, but if you want a similar format, no need to do entire effort again. You can take this, go to the format printer, put it over here. It's done. Take the format printer, put it over here. It's done. Okay. This is how it can be done. Now you click on technology and see. Phones generated the maximum sales and the copier being most profitable. If I click on furniture, chairs, maximum sales and profit both by chairs. Office supplies, maximum sold is storage, but the most profitable was papers. Clear? So this is a dynamic cards over here. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now the next which comes up over here, we have talked about the text card, number card, dynamic card. Now the next which is coming up over here is a date card. So what do you say? Shall we proceed on with the date card and further few more cards, or you want me to first move to that SQL part which you were talking about? Whatever you say, I will go accordingly.
I think SQL would be good.
Okay, no problem. So we will go with that. And right. So for the further cards, we have to talk about the date cards, relative date cards, multi-row card we will be talking about. So I have to give you few more examples on that. So before proceeding on with that, we will take a pause on Power BI at this point, and let's move to the SQL part over here. Okay. All right. So once again, I'm shifting over here. So I will quickly create a new database. Okay, quite slow. Here it is. Let me refresh this. Let me go to the databases. You will see a new database which we have just created.
Yeah.
Now, whatever I am doing, I am trying to get the data into the SQL. Then the side, the task, we will get some import. So all these things need not to be done when you have to do data visualization and taking the data from SQL. But as I am giving you, this is a training environment, and I am giving you an example to connect to SQL. So the only thing is that we do not have any data. So I'm just putting some data into SQL. Clear?
Yeah. Desktop.
Desktop.
First two.
One by one, we have to do it.
Yeah, SQL is also having the this, it limited time
No, no, no,
prediction.
no, no limit. Can you see 132 rows transferred?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me go to test tables. Here it is. Let me rename this. You know SQL?
No.
What about you, Bhargav?
I know a little bit, but out of touch right now.
Okay. See, whatever we do, whenever we work with data in this data analytics domain, I'm not talking about any topic, but I'm talking about the data analytics domain. So in data analytics domain, SQL is very important, very, very important. Sooner or later, you will have to interact with SQL. That is very important. So try to get it.
Is it covered in our training program?
I don't know. I only have an idea about Tableau and Power BI, that you people have to do Tableau and Power BI.
Okay.
Rest, what all you are, which module you are for, and what all you are doing, that information is there with the admin team. So you can check with the admin team that whether in your module SQL is there or not.
Okay.
So in Power BI also, we will be doing the same thing. So this data will be required over there also. What efforts we are putting today, later we will be utilize this in Power BI also. In Power BI also, we will see how to get connected to SQL. Here is the second one.
So what difference we are creating now? In earlier, we used to import the Excel file directly into the Tableau, or let's say today in Power BI. So now through SQL, what difference we are creating?
So that's this question you are asking because you don't know SQL. When it comes to the real-time scenario, the data is not, this is very small data. What we are dealing is a very, very small 10,000, 20,000 records is nothing, right? Think of the real-time scenario. Take an example from Amazon. Every minute, thousands of sales, hundreds of sales are going on. Hundreds of people, new customers are getting registered on Amazon. Can you just imagine the data it has? Can you think that the data can be managed in Excel? Not at all.
No.
Multiple requests, multiple people are working on the same database at the same point of time. That is the place where SQL is required.
Okay.
Okay. So here I have to give you an example. That is why I have just created a small data over here. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So SQL in a real-time scenario, we cannot work only in SQL. If you have some data, few people are working on that data, Excel is fine. But when it comes to the real-time and more data, we need to use SQL for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just summarize what I have done over here. So I have basically created two tables in your database. The name of the database, which is over here, is the name of the database is test, right? The name of the database over here is the test. One table in which, let me execute both the two together. In one table, I have the information about the personal information of the employee, like name, address, city, phone, email, date of birth, and date of joining. And in the another table, we have department designation and salary. So the salary information in one table and the personal information in another table. Now I wanted to visualize this data. So let us get connected to this data through where it has gone. This is the one.
Yeah.
Can I close?
Yeah.
Here it is. So this is your Tableau desktop. And here you will, when you go to this more, click on more. What happened? Where I have clicked? Here it is, more. Strange why it is coming like this. Oh, sorry. Here it is, the more. So you'll get so many data sources you can get connected to. In when we were using Tableau Public, there were only 10. Right. So let us see. Can you see Microsoft SQL Server? Here it is, Microsoft SQL Server. Let us take this. You just have to specify the name of the server. So let me copy the name of the server from here. This is the name of the server installed on your computer. Here it is. I will just copy the name of the server. I will go over here. I only need to specify the name of the server, nothing else. Simply say sign in. I even don't specify the name of the database. I will say sign in. So it is getting connected to the respective server and we are connected. Click on this drop down. All the databases which are there in SQL Server are appearing. So this is the one which we have created. So I will take the test over here. Now you will be getting all the tables which are there in this database appearing over here. Here it is. Now you want to work on the table. Let's take employee. Here it is. Now there is an option called update now or update automatically. So I will say update now and I will get the data over here. Here is your data. Visualization wise, there is no problem. You can visualize just like you visualize any other. You can go to the sheet. And let's take, I wanted to have, let me take the sales, or not sales. I would like to have, where is the employee ID gone? EID. Let me take the employee ID. Oops, it's working slow over here. Normally in remote, it works quite slow. And let's take the city over here. I'm getting city wise. I don't want sum. It is taking sum. Number of employees. City wise count of employees is being displayed over here. Let me display the data labels. Let's make it as an entire view. It is how many employees are there in each city. Clear?
Yes.
Let me go to the data source. And if you remember, we have talked about the concept of joins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me create a join. One. Let me take the next one. And we are getting a join. You can say update automatically. So you don't have to click update now, update now. So we are getting a join over here. Now, supposingly, I wanted to see in each city, in each department, how many employees are there. So let me further bifurcate it on the basis of the department by putting the department into the color. So department-wise, city-wise count of employees I am getting over here.
Okay.
Clear?
Clear.
Yes.
So that is how can it. So the point which I wanted to highlight over here, that it is immaterial that that data is coming from which source. What change will everything visualization wise, everything will remain the same. The only difference is how to fetch the data from the respective source. That is the only difference. Once the data is in Tableau, once the Tableau is connected to the data source, visualization wise, it will remain same. No changes will be there.
Okay.
Okay. And let me do one more thing over here. Let's take another example. Let me, for the time being, remove the department from here. Okay. And let's go back to the SQL and cancel. I will try to do some changes. You can notice there are 34 employees of Pune and 26 employees Delhi and 8 employees Gurgaon. Let me go over here. I will say select star from EMP where city equal to okay, column here over here. Let me try to take some example. Okay. Okay. Gita. Okay. So don't worry about the commands which I'm writing over here. Where city is equal to point, and so these things will be taken care when you will learn this SQL and ADDR. It is ADDR2 and two Gita. Okay, and let me go and we will say, okay, now let me put a new city over here. Pune, Delhi, Gurgaon, Dehradun, Noida, and Mumbai. I will make some changes over here in this data. I will say update the set city is equal to Chandigarh. Let me execute this. Changes has been made in SQL. Okay, now see what happens. Okay. And here, as it is a this Tableau desktop, you can see the live and extract connection over here, which was not there in in Tableau public.
Yes.
Now let me just click on this refresh button. There is one refresh button. Just click on this refresh button. What happened? Oh, it says not responding. I think it is taking some time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the sheet 1. Can you see Chandigarh over here?
Yes.
Yes.
So whatever the changes being done in the data source, that's what I told you, live connection. The changes are being done in the data source. You just have to click on the refresh button and the changes will automatically be implemented on your visual, no matter how many visuals you have created. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Now, one more thing I can show you over here. I'm just closing this Tableau. Okay. Say no. Can you open new Tableau? Is it also the Tableau desktop?
Yeah, it is Tableau desktop.
I think you have created, this is Tableau public. Can you open another Tableau desktop where it is?
Yeah, just.
Continue, try.
Yeah.
Yes, wait. Now we will say connect to SQL Server. Is it coming? Yes. And we have just specified the name of the server. Nothing else. I will say sign in. I have clicked on. Okay. Select the database. That is test. Now, initially you have seen that we have taken these tables, but this time I will not take the table. There is an option called new custom SQL query. New custom SQL. So, is it happening or not? Now here I can write the SQL query whichever I want. Now let's suppose I can directly type in the SQL query over here, but just to show you what my SQL query will give, I'm writing the query over here. Can you see it is working so slow over here?
Yes.
This is because of remote also. Okay, from this name, city, date, department, salary from EMP. Okay. Now let me execute this query. Here it is. Now if you notice, I told you that the personal information of the employee, like name, city, date of joining, these are in the employee table, and the salary table has the department designation and salary. Correct? So here I am taking the data from two different tables. So instead of creating a join in Tableau, I have created a join in SQL. I will take this query and I will go to Tableau and I will put this query over and say, okay.
Okay.
Sorry. So here you are, sorry, here you are getting the details. So here you have not created any query, sorry, any join. So from the Tableau point of view, you are getting the data from one table. So if in a real-time scenario, you are working on the visualization where the data is being spread across multiple tables, where the data has been spread across multiple tables. So you have an option, whether you want to create some joins and all in Tableau, or if you want to just fetch few of the fields from different tables, I would suggest it will be better if you write a join in SQL. That will be a better option. Why, rather than taking all the unnecessary stuff in Tableau and then doing the joins and having so many fields, take what you want from the respective tables, create a join, and then put it into the Tableau. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now visualization wise, no problems. Let us take the employee ID. Let us take the department. Here it is. Or instead of department, I will take the previous example. Let me throw it out. I will like to take, or department is also okay. Let me put it like this. Let me make it like this. Let's make it as an entire view. Let me put the department into the color, and I will also like to put the city over here. Each department, in each city, how many employees are there? By default, it is giving the sum. So I would like to have a count over here. Let me display the labels over here, and I will also like to sort it. Here it goes. So department wise, city wise, count of employees has been displayed over here. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Now we can do one more interesting thing over here, and I will go back to the data source. I will go to the SQL query. I can edit this query, and I will say where department is equal to, I will insert a parameter over here, create new parameter, and I will like to take it as whatever name I will say of string type, current values, nothing, list, take values from department. Here it goes, say okay, and say okay. Let's see now what happens. So you can see I'm getting the details of admin team members over here only. So this is the employees of admin teams on the basis of the in each city. Okay, I don't want this over here, so I can hide the card over here, and I can go to the parameter and I can say show parameter, and I can click on this drop down. I will like to have a slider over here. Let me put the slider at the bottom. It will look more better. and see what happens now. Now you click on this, HR, IT, MIS, Ops, Temp. Now see the beauty of Tableau, you are getting it over here. Each time you are changing your parameter, it is MIS. From MIS, you make it to IT. What is happening? Whenever you are changing the value, the fresh data is fetched from SQL. Every time it is getting the data from SQL, that means you will always be getting, at the change of the filter also, you will be getting the current recent data, because the data is being fetched from the, sorry, not Excel, SQL. Clear? So this is known as parameterized SQL queries in Tableau.